Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious Thursday, May 4th. It's 10:08 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Let's check out what's going on. It is an interesting day, to say the very least. So, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Of course, as always, looking at FinViz. Markets open today a little bit down on the indexes, but now many are really beginning to gain that ground back. So the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 are still in the red, but just barely. They really are making a bit of a fight, and all of them kind of have a W pattern for win forming. So we'll see what happens. S&P 500 definitely a bit weak this morning, but Microsoft and Amazon starting to turn green. AMD is turning green. I think we may end up even with a bit of a crazy volatile market. We'll probably see the indexes close in the green today, I think, for what it's worth. Now, the big loser today is definitely PacWest. Even after assurances that regional banks crashing was done, we've got it all worked out. Well, they didn't, and they don't, and they won't. So PacWest really dumping hardcore. This is a daily chart. So looking at the beginning of this fiasco here, I think starting around, let's say, like last Thursday when the market opened. Actually, let's go back to last let's go to, that's too far. It's daily. Well, you can actually see, let's look at it like this. Since, March 2023, where is PacWest right now? It's 86% down. So that's in 57 days. So that's not too sparky. And then, of course, if we look at, let's just look since Monday. Where is it at? It's down, oh my gosh, like 64% in 3 days. So, definitely PacWest not looking so good. On the daily chart here, squeeze indicators kind of going into the red, of course. So we'll see what happens, but PacWest ain't the only, regional bank that's having issues. And if we look here over at Zero Hedge, regional bank crisis spreads to big banks as Bancorp tumble, stocks dump amid widespread liquidation. So we definitely are seeing, I've been kind of following it here. We won't go into all the details because this is kind of the Bitcoin daily view, but basically update of 10:30 a.m. Not sure what time frame, but we do have PacWest shares down 52%. KBW Bank index down as much as 5.5%, lowest since September 2020. S&P falls 1%. That's the lowest intraday since March 30th. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on. I don't even begin to look into it. Although, wait, they had this here. This was, the irony, FRC take under by JPM, funded by FDIC, drained $75 billion in reserves, and we're right back on the reserve constraint critical threshold. Hence, the banking crisis is back. So basically, the idea of JP Morgan buying, or you should say, let's just you do your own research, but the government giving First Republic to JP Morgan, it basically has not necessarily affected a lot of the big numbers that we would expect it to. So basically, we're in the midst of a crap storm. So I'm just briefly looking now and then, and I'm not really looking too closely. Oh, there's to go in the KRE. KRE is known to be like kind of a, what do they call it, like a bank health index. Yeah, the KRE index plunging. Let's take a quick look at that before we move on. The KRE, it's kind of like a bank strength index, basically. Let's take a look at that. Oh my gosh. Do some research on your own as far as what KRE is. I can't quite define it very well, but let's just call it, especially I think more regional bank size health is what the KRE measures. It's KRE. It's the regional banking ETF. So on the daily, as you can see, it looks like PacWest. So gird your loins and just beware, because the shitstorm is rolling. We might see the big indexes here close in the green today amidst all this craziness. Dow's only down 0.88% right now. NASDAQ is down 0.17. S&P 500 is down 0.48. So we'll see what happens. I do think we'll see a green day because logic has left the building, and physics and the old kind of rules of the universe and things like that. That crap's all gone. We live in insanity now, so just kind of bear with it and grit your teeth and hold on tightly. Coin 360 showing a green day. Looking at the crypto universe in squares right now, definitely a green day so far, and getting more and more powerful. So interesting. Are we seeing a decoupling? Many are kind of pondering that, but definitely S&P not doing too hot today, where you have the Bitcoin up 1.61%. So definitely on some levels, at least looking at the macro, we definitely do have some decoupling of Bitcoin at the S&P 500. Although I just want to warn, and this is just, Craig Simpson's unsolicited advice here, whether crypto, let's say Bitcoin explicitly, is decoupled from the market, S&P 500 especially, only to a certain extent. The market dumps enough, this one's going down too. So I would not do a straight up, like BTC USD trade or something like that, thinking that when the dollar dumps to a certain extent, or you should say like the market's dumped to a certain extent. Like I wouldn't bet, I wouldn't do a big BTC USDT or USDC whatever trade right now, thinking that you're going to make money when if the banking crisis gets worse, etc. Because I think that on the macro, maybe BTC has a bit of grace right now, but it's only going to be good for so many percent dump of the S&P 500 before it's going to. All right, looking at the Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours, 4.3 billion. That ain't much for middle of the week, up 1.53% last 24 hours. Bitcoin metrics got buys and sells, up 34% buys, 47% sells. That definitely does make sense to me. Looking at Bitcoin wrecks, Bitcoin liquidations last hour, 1.13 million. That's about on the high side of average. Last 24 hours, right at about 100 billion. That's where I like to see it. It just kind of makes sense. If you're at 100 million or less, seems like a pretty healthy market. Things are rocking. Like to be under a million or half a million in Rex for the last hour. It's very, very volatile, but that's just something I kind of watch for, a healthy market. Also looking at this here, exchange liquidations, it looks like we've got people definitely right now are trying to long. Liquidations are going both ways. People trying to short, people trying to long, and they're, but right now they're not trying too hard, which I like to see. Too much volatility, in my opinion, at the market in the moment to really be, going hardcore with leverage. Looking at the 15-minute chart here, let's move this out some. As you can see, definitely got longs and shorts both getting wrecked, some big sell and buy spikes here. So basically people are trying to get their longs and shorts in. They're definitely riding the futures. Doesn't look like the leverage is too high, or we'd see more wrecked basically. And then of course, let's go over here real quick to BitMEX positions. Yeah. Looking again, not BitMEX, blockchain whispers. If you look at blockchain whispers here, the split for buys versus for longs versus shorts over there on Binance for the big volume is 53% short, 53% long, 46% short. So definitely the bias right now is long. People are trying to make some moolah. Okay. But luckily it doesn't look like leverage is too hardcore. I should start looking at open interest. I could probably tell a little bit more about what the leverage is doing, but I don't truly care that deeply past the extent that we measure it here. Coin market cap in general, the big top 20 exchanges are all in the green, and that's only increasing so far today. I like seeing that. That's a good thing. People are definitely getting in the action today. Derivatives at 48.9, so basically 49 billion, up 43% last 24 hours. That's derivatives, longs versus shorts with leverage, are just under 50 billion. So definitely I would watch that, because as we roll into the 50, the 60, the 70 billion, eventually you'll definitely see some exchanges shaking those off. But right now we're kind of in the safe spot. We still got some breathing room. I think exchanges won't be wiping it out anytime soon, unless the bias gets too long or too short. All right, 28,916 right there, pushing on 29,000 today for Bitcoin. I like seeing that top 100, a bit of a tizzy. Most are beginning to turn towards the green. I've never heard of Woo Network. They're up 11%. Woo, I can dig that. Caspa, new one for me too. Kaz, up 13%. Pepe, talk about the newest, coolest meme coin ever. PEPE, we'll take a look at that before we check out. Up 73% last 24 hours. That thing has been insane. What is it? I don't know. I mean, Doge, what is Doge? And what is basically, SHIB? Other than like SHIB is what Doge will probably never be. Much more developed, platform, but basically a fork of Doge. Pepe, good heavens! All I'm thinking is all we need is Elon to tweet right now, "What's Pepe?" and boom, Lambo. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin here on the 45-minute chart. Here's the deal. As you can see, we have a little bit of a recent Bart Simpson pattern on the 45-minute chart. You can see it right. Let me actually make that a little bit more clear. That's kind of not so clear. I'm sure you see it, but whoa, 1 second. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Make it a little bit bigger, and you can see, of course, the Bart Simpson pattern. Very, very perfect. That did not actually completely close. It came down on the 45-minute chart, and it found the 45-minute 200 moving average, and it's making kind of a bounce there. Got under it a little bit, but I kind of like what I'm seeing. Squeeze indicator isn't necessarily showing positive yet. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart would definitely show a beautiful 200 moving average bounce, right? Just perfect. Squeeze indicator moving towards the positive side of things. So I think that definitely there's grounds to be made that Bitcoin basically found a bottom to bounce on. And if I look here, and this is definitely hackery, don't take this as gospel, but definitely looks like we're at a place of previous support and resistance where it's bouncing on the 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, and the squeeze indicator reflects that. So Bitcoin probably got its dumps done for the moment, and you can even kind of extend this out, and you can see other areas of where this level is played out. So we'll just kind of see what happens. I wouldn't mind actually. Why not? Just for fun, let's fire up a fib sequence. Let's go way down here. I know this is a little bit janky, but yeah, as you can see, something that comes into play here is the make this bigger. I mean, this is a pretty, this fibs that does fit. The 618 golden pocket comes into play. The 618 comes into play. That 5 fib level comes into play. And right now, the 200 moving average is right on the 382, and we're finding support there and bouncing. 45-minute chart. This really is nice. So I think definitely we are in a spot of Bitcoin might be a little bit indecisive right now, but I definitely would say that I think maybe we're finding a bounce zone, or at least if nothing else, while the traditional markets are dumping like crazy that today, well, the banks at least, there's all kinds of turmoil and uncertainty. Yesterday we did have the 0.25 interest rate by the Fed, which bump up, which of course was expected. The markets expected that. And now that uncertainty is out of the way, so let's just see if people start stacking Satoshi Sats. This is a good spot for throughout the rest of the week, which is only like Friday left, right? Yeah, and we'll see the weekend. Let's see if how it rolls. This is definitely a spot where we could see some nice upwards momentum for Bitcoin. Let's just see how it rolls. The hour chart kind of reflects the same thing. Most people trade on the hourly. The hourly chart right now, if we do note, it's just right now challenging getting back above that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. That is pretty darn powerful. I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin is sideways, but definitely has a good deal of positivity. Squeeze indicator is kind of indecisive there on the hourly chart. So let's just see what happens. I think definitely just hold tight. One thing that it is allowing, this is good enough, price action for a lot of these top 100 alts to begin to move. Render, RNDR is looking good. Synthetics Network, SNX is looking good. Internet Computers looking good. We have a lot of nice ones. ICP. So definitely, I think we're going to see, especially if the big indexes today turn up all in the positive, which they're getting pretty close to doing. I definitely think we'll see some good, easy longs for even Bitcoin. If you just want to sit there, and or some alts will probably start screaming. So life is good. Things are setting up volatile morning, but looking pretty solid. Let's see what Bitcoin does. It's all about setting an indicator on that hourly chart and seeing if Bitcoin can stay above that 200 moving average. If it can and continues moving up with good indicators, I think we're going to have a good day, maybe even a good weekend. 4-hour chart looking good. 4-hour chart actually has a nice squeeze indicator looking very, very well. looking at the 4-hour chart with the keeping the fib where I put it before, it definitely looks very nice and powerful. I like it. So let's see if we bounce. I don't like bounces off the 382. I prefer them off the 5 or the 618, but I'll take it. Let's see what happens. Could we be? Yeah, let's just ride it and see what happens. Now, for fun, let's look at Pepe. Okay, Pepe is amazing. Pepe versus USDT. I'm playing this one on Gate.io. It's on MEXC, which is a nice little exchange, and you might even have one on BitGet. If you're in the right part of the world, you got a Poloniex on this one, or you maybe have an OKX. Anyway, oh, that's OKX is perpetual contracts. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. And if you're really crazy brave, you got oh, it's on Bybit. Oh no, that's different coin. Anyway, guys, I myself Gate.io. I like Gate.io. MEXC is a nice little exchange. I use that one also. And there you go. So it's out there. It's not quite on a lot of exchanges. Not big ones that I like to usually use, but Pepe versus Tether, 45-minute chart. Gate.io was running a beautiful channel recently with Bitcoin volatility. It lost that channel. It's back in it, challenging the mid-range of that channel. The squeeze indicator looks absolutely glorious right now. I think worst case scenario, looking at this one right now, little Mr. Pepe, it may come down and visit the bottom of this channel and then probably continue up. So this one is insane. It is officially an insane shitcoin that is pumping like crazy, so that little frog that we all, that we all know and love, I guess, little Pepe. I guess it depends on how you see little Pepe. Some people see it as I don't know, something terrible. Some people see it as something funny, whatever. I think everybody uses it for their own means, but basically looking at this beautiful channel here on the 4-hour chart, that's nice. That's nice. And the 4-hour chart's got the squeeze indicator beginning to turn back up. So boom. I mean, who knows? It's a pumping shitcoin, but Pepe is doing pretty dang well. Be hard to play right now in great part. Well, there's no 4-hour 200 moving average yet on on Gate.io, but it'd be hard to play right now because if you're on the 4-hour chart, let's say maybe even like the hour chart, yeah, I mean, it's be a hard time to get in because you'd probably have to put a stop in at the bottom of this channel, and that could be it's a little bit risky right now, but still, this is one to watch for a pullback. Definitely, if this guy continues, hits the bottom of this channel, continues back up, and the squeeze indicator basically reflects a nice mirror of that. Hey, man, I don't know even what Pepe is, but it's pumping. It's one of those magical shit coins that makes people a lot of money if they get in at the right time. Max Kaiser, I love him. He's a great character. I've watched his show. I listen to him. He's cool, but he's kind of also like a Peter Schiff. Just tells the same story over and over again, which makes me kind of give you the official sort of okay boomer kind of take on things. But he does say this morning. I believe this was March 18th. This is a while ago, 2022. Oh, okay. When did he say this? Yeah, okay, this is a little bit old. That's kind of my error. But basically, this is something he said way back in March 18th of 2022. When was this from? This is posted today. Anyway, sorry guys, maybe I shouldn't even bother with this one, but he's just saying that I'll just read this little article, this little excerpt from this talk he was giving. I'd play it, but I'm not sure if you'll hear it, and sometimes they ding the videos when I do that. So the fiat money world is disintegrating as I predicted. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. I really don't see that happening, but okay. Every bank in America is technically insolvent, and so is the Fed, and so is the government. At least morally, that's true. America will soon be remembered as the Building 7 of countries. Why do you say things that will hurt me, Max? Get some BTC ASAP. Well, not financial advice. And this guy's kind of a broken record. Like I say, he's kind of like the Peter Schiff of crypto. But you know what? This was, I mean, is he wrong? Is he wrong? No, he's not wrong. So we'll see how it rolls. Anyway, once again, I'll refresh this over at Zero Hedge. I'm just kind of following this page here. They've been updating it. Update 10:50 a.m. moments after the FT report, which sent Wall shares plunging to $11, closing at $30 yesterday. The company rushed out a press release to announce that the FT article is absolutely false. Okay. Anyway, guys, Western Alliance, maybe they're more solvent than we think. This is just, there's so much going on. Oh, did they actually halt Western Alliance? Yeah, I guess it was probably dumping. Anyway, guys, with that said, there's just too much going on right now to really get a handle on it with the regional banks. Um, you can follow top story here at Zero Hedge. They have been updating it. Newmont merger would create world's biggest gold miner. That's cute. Anything interesting here of nothing really new right now as far as the financial world goes. Okay, with that said, thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. I think definitely we're all kind of sitting in the right place right now. It's nice to see that while the big indexes are crazy and people are like kind of freaking out because, oh, look at that. Are we about to turn green? We're getting close. But I definitely think, and also note that all these indexes have a W pattern today for win. So we'll see what happens. I think we're going to close in the green. If we close in the green with the big markets or get in the green with the big market indexes, I think we're going to see Bitcoin make this beautiful 382 bounce. And also it wicked down to the 4 hour 200 moving average. This is all pretty darn nice. I like what I'm seeing. Which way is it going to continue going? Pick your time frame and watch it. Definitely, I think we're seeing a good possibility. Like here on the 15-minute chart for immediate price action, we're definitely seeing something pretty groovy happening. So, stick with it. This is nice. I do like the fact that this Bart Simpson pattern, which would have been a perfect play out if it had come over here, and then back over here. That would have been kind of almost what you'd expect. But you know what? Bitcoin's strong enough. It hit that 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, and that thing very well might be making a run for it. So with that said, it's a crazy day. Nothing is certain. Just keep after it and watch for those alts that will probably start exploding soon. It's like I say, especially if the indexes get back in the green. If Bitcoin continues to have some stability on the healthy side of the hourly 200 moving average, especially, I think that we're going to see some groovy stuff today. So just keep after it, everybody, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for, like I say, being a Bitcoin truth seeker, and take care. I'll see you tomorrow.